Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Diane and you are in my kitchen today because I'm going to be dehydrating some peppers that we got out of our garden. Our first batch of, well, minus a few that my husband already ate, of our green bell peppers, and I'm going to be cutting them up with a nice rod of paring knife and putting them into my dehydrator. I have a 9-tray Excalibur, hard to pronounce, but anyway, it does a fantastic job and I haven't used it in a few years. I'm anxious to get started, so I will cut up one of these and then I'll just pause the video and bring you back when I'm done and we'll go from there. Let's get started. The first trick, of course, is to have the proper tools, and a good knife is imperative, of course. And of course you want to take out the innards, all the white stuff and the seeds. And right now we'll just set those aside. Brush out the extra seeds. You can wash them out, but then you need to dry your pepper, because if you don't, you'll just have that much more moisture that the dehydrator has to work out on drying out. So I like to have my peppers surface dry when they go in. So here we go. Get the rest of those little boogers out of there. Okay, that looks like they're all gone. Now we got the other half of this pepper. I really enjoy dehydrating things. Another thing that I dehydrate, or try to every year, and I'm out, so I really need to get going on them, is onions. But now when I dehydrate onions, I take it out and I put it on a craft, my dehydrator on a craft table in the carport, because whatever you're dehydrating, your house will take on the smell. Like pretty soon, my whole house will smell like this fresh bell pepper. And you don't want your whole house smelling like onion. You know what? I forgot about a tool here. Hang on. Well, we'll just do this one this way. And then those other pieces, I'll show you a little tool that I like to use. You don't have to cut them up super duper fine because they're going to shrink quite a bit whenever they're dry. You could even just leave strips, but I don't usually use strips in cooking. So, and after they're dehydrated, if you ever wanted to reconstitute them, you just get some really hot water and you wouldn't believe how quick they just turn back to fresh. Let me get my tool real quick and then we can make that a whole lot faster. I forgot to get this handy little thing out. Let's see. And that's exactly the one I want. I usually use this chopper tool, and it has several blades. It just goes so much faster. It has several blades for each kind of work that you might want to do. But today we're just going to use the one that's already in the little thing there. It even comes with a little cleaning tool to help clean the blades after you're done. So we just put that in there. And then you don't even have to worry about chopping. All you have to do, I just place that upside down and check it out. It's all down in there. All right, next. And we are done with that one. Check it out. nice and uniform, a lot better than me just using this knife. Because check out the difference. There's me using my knife. There's using the chopper. So I'm gonna get all these chopped up and I will bring you back when I'm finished. Okay, we are back. I'm finished with all the chopping and here's our bowl. You can see how full it is. So anyway, we are going to put it in the trays. And first off, I wanted to show y'all this. I bought this book separately from my dehydrator, but it's for the brand that I've got, the Excalibur. Preserve It Naturally. This book has everything that you would want to need to know. Like, you just simply look up your vegetable or fruit or whatever you're going to dehydrate, and it will tell you what temperature to put it on and for how long. And these colors up here depend on your area and the humidity. So I checked with the weather, and our humidity, it says, will get up to 71 today. So that puts me right on the line of the green and the yellow. So I'm going to play it safe and go with the green, which means I will dehydrate them for 7 hours at 125. So let me get my tray and I'll show you how to put them on. Alrighty, now I've got a couple of these trays. I don't know how many trays it's going to make, but my dehydrator has 9 of these. Pretty nice big trays. So all we have to do is just put them in a thin layer. That should be enough. And just spread them out with your hand to where it's just single layer. I can actually put a little bit more on. Just kind of pat and smooth and make sure they're not clumped up, you know, like on top of each other. And there you have that. Now, I will come back as soon as I get all these on. I'll let you know how many trays it made. Okay, we've got our 4 trays inside of our dehydrator. And let me just show you. That's how the trays look. I've already got it turned on. Here's the lid. And it just hooks like so. Now, on top to the back is your settings. And I've got it on 125. And I've got it on 4-7, maybe a little bit more hours. So I will bring you back when it's done. And we'll see how many. I usually put it in pint jars. Unless there's a whole lot, then I might use a quart jar. But I'll bring you back whenever they're done. See ya. Okay, our peppers are done. And as you can see, bring it in a little closer. They're very, very small now. So this is tray 3. And we're going to put them in the jar. And how I do it is I always put a cutting mat underneath, one of those flexible ones. I just scrape all these pepper pieces to the center. Then if anything falls through the holes, the cutting mat catches it. And then we'll just pour it in the jars. And as you can see here in a minute, this batch is not going to make very much at all. Hopefully my peppers will put out a lot more before the season's over, because I generally, and it's not hard to get, maybe a quart jar and a half of a, like maybe a pint and a extra and a half, well, maybe a quart and a half is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this is tray 3. We're just going to scoop them in like this. And then I take the rest of them, scrape them into here, like so. And then all we have to do is take them off of this and pour them in. Now, as you can see, that's 3 trays already. So it's not going to make very much. It might come up to this little mark. But it's just our first dehydrating. So we're going to get more peppers. I'm hoping to get a decent amount. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Well, it didn't quite come to the 200, but in between the 1 and the 2. So that's for our first batch. Now all we have to do is pop the oxygen absorber in. And this is a bigger one, but it doesn't matter. That'll suck out all the air in the jar and help them not to absorb any moisture. So there we have it. And this will seal on its own after a while, and it'll stay good on the shelf for a year or 2. So anyway, but what I'm going to do this summer, I'll be adding more to this and just plopping the same oxygen absorber back in. Well, that's it for our first dehydrating session. Bye.